Hello Libra, welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, I am Nicole. Libra, this is going to be your mid-November reading for your sun, your moon, your rising, and Venus. I lost my train of thought for a second. So, mid-November, Libra, thank you to all of you who have subscribed, liked, commented, shared, donated, booked personal readings with me. Thank you all very much for that. Libra, couple words came out from Spirit. They talked about whirlwind. I could see you walking away from something. Spirit is saying drawing your own conclusions. There was something else. What was it that came through? There's this sense of completion that's happening. Like, talk about conclusions, things like that. Like something is closing out and off for you. It's just time to release. You could feel, I think for some of you, you could feel defeated. Some of you could be bittersweet. Some of you, it could be just, it's time to go. It's time to make an exit from something as well. A balancing is occurring. A restructuring is occurring. Spirit saying things cannot remain the same as they once were. So changes, you know, we all, constant changes, right? But this is definitely happening. I think it's been whatever this is an eye-opening experience. I think if you're dealing with somebody else, depending on what sign it is too, they could just be walking away from a situation with you. There's other things on the horizon, Libra, that I think you need to be aware of. Stop holding yourself up. Stop holding yourself up. Spirit saying if you're doing it in the space of the ego, stop holding yourself in high regard. Be humble, which is something Taurus just had come out. If you're holding yourself up in a way of thinking, it's time to let that go. I think you're really trying to connect with somebody that's meant for you, or that you see is meant for, or you deem to be meant for you. It's going to be about loyalty, respect. It's a very interesting energy. Let's just jump into it, Libra. There's your intuitive for the time being, or the initial messages from Spirit. Personal readings are open and available. That information can be found in the description box below, as well as the About section of the page in holisticallyzenwv.com. All right, Libra, compassion comes out right off the bat here. Self-trust as well. You know, I think for a long time you guys could have been led by outside perspective. Somehow it could have been a reliance on third-party energies to kind of tell you where to go, what to do, how to move. What I think is very interesting to this is that I think you're realizing that those energies were making you bare. And when I say bare, I think that I'm getting a couple different stories here. So some could have been working on you to leave you open and vulnerable in a space of exposure. They were utilizing you as a place to rest, to take energy from. For others of you, Libra, this is going to be what's the word I want to use here? Bear with me, guys. I'm waiting for this message to come in. This was to open you up, to be vulnerable, to be bare, was about a self-awareness. Okay, I hope that's making sense the way this is coming out. I feel like some of these energies could have left you in a space of confusion. Again, you know, you have to, with this card here underneath, the self-trust, right? You have to be able to trust yourself. Hunting, you could have been, for some of you, this is going to be like you going after something outside of yourself, whether this was relationships, partnerships, anything that you thought was going to bring in fulfillment. And now you're in a place after walking away from something that you're going to have to be a little more compassionate with yourself. That word has been running rampant through my readings for the last couple of weeks. You can have compassion and call to light what needs to be addressed. But it's also not a free pass. Don't give yourself a free pass on things that have happened either. But I think this time around, Libra, you're not reaching out for somebody else's approval. It's like, had you stood on your own to begin with, the fuckery, the debauchery, the chaos, the dark nights would not exist. Because you were basically playing by somebody else's perceptions or their views, not by your own. I think you're going to start to evaluate certain patterns, excuse me, of people to understand why they were a part of your world during a specific time frame. And then, you know, what were they showing you about you? What were they giving to you? What were they bringing forward? It's almost like looking at yourself in the mirror every day and never seeing you. Like, trying to see you but never seeing you. This time around, it was like, you still couldn't see you. But now all of a sudden, like the fog, the condensation, whatever is off the mirror, now you can see yourself. But you were relying on somebody else. And what they showed you was the insecure parts of the self that didn't trust in you. Spirit said what you've always known but wouldn't examine. Okay, so let's dive in, Libra. I think I have to sneeze. Excuse me, or not. Maybe it was just a yawn. A lot of readings today. It's been a busy day. All right. For Libra, Spirit, mid-November, what does the sign of Libra need to know? It's like you're getting clear on your thoughts. Like the fog around thoughts. If you ever had brain fog, you know what that feels like. Like you're there, but you're not there. That's kind of what this feels like. It's almost like somebody came in and like took over your body and was like robotically just saying, do this, do that, do that. And now all of a sudden it's not happening anymore. At least for some of you. I do feel like some others of you are still kind of holding on to hostilities around value. And I was going to say toxic things that are burdensome. It's almost like you've let go of half of the load somehow, but not the entire thing. I think you're getting there though. Some of you might already be there. Others of you, I still feel like there's something about it that's lingering, but you also understand that there's a space that peace and harmony need to come in to play, or some purity, some honesty, some transparency is going to have to come in here as well. So what is this for Libra? Contract. Taurus also had that card all tied up. Spirit's saying impasse. I was going to say about the throat chakra, and I was trying to clear my throat earlier. There it is. I do think that for some of you, you're not speaking up about something. For whatever reason. I'm not sure yet. But it's like you're not speaking up about the things that you need to speak up about. I don't think some of you are happy. If you've recently got yourself into, looking at that contract and I keep seeing con. Like you may have looked at the pros and cons of maybe signing something, agreeing to something, marriage. I mean, it could be anything that requires contract or commitment. And now you're starting to see the cons of a situation rather than the pros. I just heard that I moved too quickly. Could have. What is this for Libra? Libra, this all tied up. Again, I heard impasse, and I'm going to go with that. I talked about, having other people speak on your behalf or speaking on your behalf, doing things on your behalf, telling you how you should move on your behalf. There's that throat chakra card again on the bottom with the Three of Pentacles, Three of Cups, whatever three you want to tie that to, but there's the community card with those three ladies. That's how I always see that. This storm warning. Spirit is saying falsified foundations. Spirit is also saying that this created a lot of external storms in your world that were not necessary. I think that you were basing some decisions off of other people's perceptions, possibly imprints on your soul, on how you should be moving, what it is you should be doing, how you should be engaging with other things. I think that these contracts, these commitments, came in based upon that falsified belief where you weren't trusting yourself. Magician in the mirror, call it Hell's Fire and Holy Water, the way this comes in. Because, we create these things in our world, and then we get to decide what we're going to do with those. So he's got the creation of water and love and emotion, then he's got the creation of passion, fire, and drive. When you put those two together, there's steam that comes from fire and water. But too much water puts fire out. Too much steam, it's like you choke on it, right? You suck it in, you breathe it in, you can't function that way. This yin and yang is a requirement of balance, all tied up when you're feeling like you're leaning one way or another. This is the divine feminine, the divine masculine energies at play here. It is seeing the light, it is seeing the dark. Spirit is saying it's also a space of understanding. What comes in must go out. This is about karma. What you put out there comes back around. The doors to personal healing and happiness. Being that it's sitting below this storm warning and this all tied up, you created whatever this is. You've manifested whatever this is. You worked with it based on an emotional drive of something to get to where you are right now. Under that storm warning, again, I'm going to hold firm that this was created from a space of falsified foundations in the middle of chaos. So if you made a decision or commitment to something in the middle of complete and utter chaos, Eight of Swords on the bottom when I picked the deck up, it could come back to bite you. Justice card, Libra, there you are. What is this contract for Libra? Judgment. I just heard from Spirit, karmic resolution. I just did Taurus's reading. A lot of karmic stuff came out in that reading as well. Libra, I think that there's a situation here. There's two stories. I have 10, 10, 10, by the way. So 10s could be very important to you. Another 10 here. That you may be closing out a cycle that you're having. It's like you're being released from this. Whatever this is, justice is coming in to balance it out, to release, to create karma, to bring in peace, to create a space of healing. 10 of Wands tells me you're not letting go of whatever this is. There's resistance to letting go. You could be still looking into something, spying on something. It's almost kind of like the bird caught in the tree and in the storm and not knowing what to do, where to go. You know, if that bird's tree gets knocked down in the middle of a storm, he's going to have to go somewhere else. The need to walk away from something. But I also think the second message I'm getting with this is that in the middle of this cycle of completion for you, something else was created. You started a loop into the next cycle before one had closed out without thinking it through. Which leads us to all tied up. I feel like you're changing your mind about something in relation to what is fair and balanced. You or someone around you could be seeing a day or night shift, like, you know, night and day kind of shift in personalities of somebody, whether it's you or somebody else you're dealing with. You could see their personality, their disposition, their demeanor changing. Sense a completion is coming into light here. Ace of Pentacles. Five of Swords. You've got the Ace of Pentacles, the Chariot, the Five of Swords. Temperance. You could be dealing with a Cancer, Libra. You could be dealing with another Libra as well. If I seen that Ace of Pentacles, but just the Chariot alone, I would be content with that, with the Temperance underneath. Could be dealing with a Sagittarius as well. But being that this Five of Swords is here, canceled plans is what I'm hearing also. The journey has come to an abrupt stop. You have two fives here, indicative of change. If you had what you would consider a new prosperous opportunity in something, it's kind of like with the Chariot, it's getting derailed. It's getting moved somewhere else. It's almost like to go back, to turn back. There could be a split and a divide in something as well. That has to change. You could be at what feels like a stalemate when it comes to certain energies. You could be dealing with yourself in the center of something, and then it feels treacherous on both sides otherwise. I would be very cautious of this energy, of this space of not knowing what it is you want to do, because in the middle of that, Spirit is saying there's two stories. So you've got one side of a story, you've got the other side of a story, but somewhere in the middle of that, there's a truth. And I don't know that it fits either side. So you're going to want to be very mindful as to which direction you're driving this. If it's not by truth, then it's going to be by your perception. Is your perception actual and factual, is what I'm hearing. So, what is this? Storm warning for Libra, please, Spirit. Libra, I know I just did Taurus's reading, but I just keep hearing Taurus being mentioned. I keep hearing it, I keep hearing it, I keep hearing it. Something may not have turned out, Libra, as you had expected it to, or how you thought it would. You've got the Lovers. You may not have had a choice. You could be fighting that choice. You could be fighting with what you thought was going to be the ultimate way of being. I feel like there's arguments surrounding a situation. This Death card, you could be dealing with a Scorpio. The Lovers, you could be dealing with a Gemini. So it's like somebody flew away. I keep talking about birds. Somebody flew away. Someone left the coop. Someone's done. Someone is over something right now. There's no more fighting to be had. It's come to an end. Somebody could really be putting that to an end. Like they're not going to participate. They're not going to take this on. Libra, I kind of feel like this Knight of Wands is you. Like it's almost like you're waiting to hear something, waiting to know something. Could be suspicious of things as well. Why? Not real sure, but it's showing itself. Magician in the mirror, you got the Seven of Pentacles. Libra, please, Spirit. Six of Cups. The Hierophant. The Ace of Cups. The Seven of Swords. The Two of Wands. I just heard from Spirit, you cannot force a return. So whatever that means to you, because here's the thing, when it comes to this cup energy, there's lies and deceit that surround it. There's conflict that surrounds it. There's something about it that is not trustworthy. You can't bring this back. Hierophant energy is like, this is a spiritual lesson. This is a wake-up call. This is, whatever this has been confiscated from you. Okay, so you place, this is some weird stuff, so you place it where it goes. 5, 6, 7. But it's coming backwards as 7, 6, 5. This is a downgrade. Spirit is saying an authoritative power. So you or someone you're dealing with could have lost control of a situation. There was only, I keep hearing half truth. There's a half a truth. This can also be emotional manipulation surrounding a situation as well. That you got so far in something, or somebody around you got so far in something based on illusion. And then it came to a crossroads where a decision had to be made. Somebody is making a firm decision to walk away from something here. This yin and yang, what is this for Libra? 3 of Cups. Libra, please, Spirit. 3 of Cups. Well, okay. 3 of Cups, the 2 of Pentacles comes out sideways. Wheel of Fortune. Not everybody can go along for the ride, Libra. This has to be salted down to 2. So if this was third party energy, this was back and forth, this was arguments, these were lies, there was deception around a situation. Only 2 can go along. It's like 2 is a party, 3 is a crowd. This is going to stand in a situation of 2. So if you're dealing with a situation of more than 2 people, there's only going to be two people left in a scenario, whatever that means for you. And then there's the 2 of Cups, the Moon. I feel like you may not be super happy with the outcome of a situation. This may be a mentality of why is this happening to me rather than what is this teaching me. With this Hermit, I do think that you're going to go in for some introspection, but I think you're dealing with somebody or a situation that, and I said there can only be 2. You know, and if you think of this as like a third party type of situation, maybe, I don't know, we're just going to throw this out there. Maybe somebody was messing around with somebody else while they're in a partnership. All right. So-and-so finds out you're down, you know, now you've pissed both people off. One decides to stick with you. They get resentful after everything's said and done. They can't get past it. So what happens? You end up on your own. It's almost like things are dwindling down to just you. You're going to have to fill your own cup. You're going to have to trust yourself. You are going to have to be the one to give yourself compassion. I find it funny that once I lay these cards down, I just laid them down in any order. I have 1 bird left and 1 rose left from that 2 of Cups. Singular energy of the Ace of Cups. Whatever this is for you, everything's being eliminated back down to 1, back down to the very beginning, the very basics of a situation. This door to personal freedom or personal healing and happiness, the Eight of Pentacles. You're learning. You're learning. This is a rebuild process for Pentacles. Spirit is saying you can't keep something that's not yours. So there could be arguments around what somebody feels they are entitled to, what they think is theirs, what's supposed to be. Nine of Pentacles and the Tower card. This could be arguments over the world. Same. Oh, Taurus. You are not Taurus. I keep saying, I don't know. You could really be dealing with a Taurus. And there's the Hierophant card too. You could be dealing with a Virgo, Scorpio, Gemini, Cancer, another Libra, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, Aries energy, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius. You knew this was coming. You knew that this day was coming one way or another. This is a complete rebuild to your independence. You're going back to independence. You're going back into... It's like you're trying to hold on to maybe something you've established in some way. It's not going to work out long term. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm just being straight with you. You're gonna have to sit in this 8 and 9, and it's not a bad place to be. That's the thing. This 8 of Pentacles isn't a bad place to be. It's, you're learning, you're discovering, you are investing in what is important, right? You're learning, you're researching, you're gathering. You know, you're the apprentice. Like, you're gonna sit down and figure it all out so that you can be abundant. But the problem of it is whatever you tie to your ultimate happiness, that 10 of Cups and this personal doors to healing and happiness, healing and happiness, you're holding on there to something that wasn't meant for your healing and happiness. It's going to be let go of. This is completing. What you thought was your happiness, it's not. Spirit's going to come in and teach you. It's like your happiness has been built on other people's perceptions or ideas of what it's supposed to look like. And I'm going to say this to you masculines, and this keeps coming up. The masculines are male or female, it doesn't matter, right? If you were taught that you had to go to high school, go to college, marry your high school sweetheart, then you buy a house, and then you have kids, and then you work until you die. Okay? Maybe you followed a traditional path with this Hierophant. I'll give you that. Maybe that's what you did. But that was not meant for you. That is not what your soul brought you here to do. And I think that internally there was a different space, and I'm going to go so far back as 10 years ago, that said, gee, this part of my life is cozy and comfy, but then somebody or something comes in and voices their concern, somebody who felt they were being left out of your life. This could be family that said, you're doing this wrong. This is the way you're supposed to do this. So you switch up, you change the way you live the next 10 years of your life based on what you're supposed to do. Fought it the whole way. Struggle and strife and bullshit and arguments and having to walk away from things and leaving things you didn't want to leave, and the list goes on and on and on and on and on, to the point that now that you are living this life that was told to you by somebody else, that conditioned you to believe this was the only right way, or this is the way you would be respected by family and community, it left you in the God-blessed dark. Now, where do I go? What do I want to do? Because the only thing you've ever wanted, Libra, there you be, is to be happy. To have it all. And what you knew to be your happily ever after, you did not follow. You followed somebody else's idea of what happily ever after was, or what you were supposed to do. This is the breaking down of the structure. This is the beginnings of. And with Pluto and Aquarius, and I know I preach it like we're at a Sunday church sermon, I'm not surprised. We're in your time frame here of the North and the South Node, Libra. Every belief that you've had, every construct that you have been taught to go, this is the way it has to be done, is being blown apart. And it's going to continue to be blown apart until you learn to trust yourself. Until you move by the guidance of spirit and your inner knowing, rather than at the snickers or the argument or the pushback of other people. Until you step into your full power of thyself. This tower, it's like nothing ever gets off the ground. Because as soon as it gets started, it comes crashing down. And it won't change until you change. It can't. Fallen eagle. You could have been in a place, whether it was work, love, money, prestige, anything egoic, that is starting to crumble. There is something in your world starting to crumble. Do it. You're going to have to do it on your own terms. There is no playing by somebody else's terms and trying to live your best life. Advice for Libra, please, Spirit. Great big love. Don't be so hard on yourself. Tender embrace. And I'm going to say to you, some of you could have, and I say this lovingly, daddy issues. Like no shit. Male, female, masculine, feminine, it doesn't matter. Daddy issues. Because it's like this need to be loved, but in a protective sense. It is the need to be appreciated. It is the need to be protected. It is the need to be taught. Underneath here, the hunter, who teaches you to hunt most often. Not always. Not trying to place roles and stigmas. But it's typically the masculine energy. They've been taught to be the hunters over the years. There's a masculine energy here of love that's being missed. 26, age 26 could have been very important to you as well. But it's like, I wanted to be cared for. I wanted to be loved. I wanted to feel what tried to come out. Holy Symphony. Divine Matrix in the reverse. You're missing it. You're not realizing yet, Libra. Maybe this video is going to be the thing that opens your eyes. Ask yourself, the life that I am living, is it the life that I wanted? 7 here is also very important. There's 2 7s on the board. Is this life that, and so are 9s, 9, 9, and 7, 7. Is this life that I'm living the life that I wanted for me, or is it by the means of somebody else? Is it under the construct of how I'm supposed to live my life? And it's like not wanting to see what real connectivity is when you connect with your higher self. When you connect with the things that mean something to you, rather than what they mean or how they're valued by another person. It's pressurized. It's funny. The 26 breaks down to an 8. You've got the 4 in the center. The 44 in the reverse breaks down to an 8. Great big love coming out sideways. Your 2 half of 8 is 4. You got it all upside down. Somebody taught you all ass backwards on something. It's time to re-examine those things. See through. Advice is to see through the illusion. See through the matrix. See through how conditioned some of you have become. And I'm going to say some of you could be dealing with fathers or sons that are living in this kind of energy. The masculine side doesn't have to be male, but another 777, Libra. If you're not the one experiencing this, there's definitely a masculine energy in your life that is, and you're being affected by it. Start to heal this up so that you can move forward. Take a look at your own stuff and start to trust in yourself. Trust in the vision you want for yourself rather than what it is that you've been taught to believe that you need. What your soul craves and what other people tell you you need couldn't be further apart. All right? Libra, if you found this video resonated for you, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already done so. You can reach out to me for personal readings in the description box below or the About section of the page, or at holisticallyzenwv.com for a full list of products and services. Libra, I'm sending you tons of love mid-November. Take care. I'll see you soon. Bye.